Should Liverpool sign Philippe Mateta? It would be one of the most interesting, exciting transfers in the Premier League this summer. A big, powerful number 9 moving to Anfield and bolstering an already unbelievable attack. And also the player profile. This is a classic number 9 with pace, with energy, with a wand of a left foot, but he's two-footed as well, of course. Playing with the likes of Florian Wirtz, Salah, potentially Diaz if he stays as well, which would make Liverpool one of the most attacking and forward-thinking and aggressive sides in all of Europe in terms of having a number 9 like Mateta, a right winger like Salah, and of course, a playmaker like Florian Wirtz behind him. It'd be scary for all of Europe. We're going to break down, obviously, the initial reports today, and of course, where this leaves Liverpool's transfer rumours going into the rest of the summer as well. There looks to be a lot of activity, and Arsenal heating up. Man City have obviously made moves earlier in the window, and you feel that Liverpool have actually got a lot of room to grow into this transfer market just because of the lack of money they spent last summer. And ultimately, they could be looking to fill the boots of the likes of Nunes going to Italy. And of course, Diaz rumoured to be going as well. Leave your comments down below and make sure you subscribe. Keen to see what you think about Philippe Mateta joining Liverpool. What do we know about Mateta? He is a classic number 9. He's powerful, he's pacey, he's got a delicate finish on him. Two-footed on his day, instinctive striker. He can score things with his head. He can score little flick-ons. He can carry the ball 30 yards in a counter-attacking kind of way. He's a very, very good finisher. And you think about what happened to him last season against Millwall in the FA Cup. Obviously helps Palace from that point go on to win the FA Cup. But he received a devastating injury, took him out for a few weeks. Obviously a lot of risk around that injury. And he still scores 17 goals and gets 4 assists for a Palace side, by the way, that started off very, very slow last season. For a Palace side that lost their chief creative engine in Michael Elise and Eze came good. But that was at the end of the season. So Mateta scoring 17 goals for a side that were, let's be real, a couple of months away maybe from sacking Glasner because of how flat their Premier League campaign was when they started. The fact that he scored 17 goals and drove them onto the FA Cup final and then to win it against Man City, absolutely incredible season that he had last season. So he'd be going to Liverpool in a good position. 28 years old, couple of years left on his contract. From all accounts, Liverpool have held talks with his agents in France this week as well, which signifies that this deal could be a lot closer than we've previously thought. I think Liverpool have been in the area, the zone of getting someone like an Isak. I'm not saying Mateta's anywhere near Isak's level or even player profile, but I think there's a unified reaction amongst all Liverpool fans of Arne Slot that someone has to come in and, of course, filling in the massive boots of someone like Diogo Jota, but also the likes of Nunes. You're talking Diaz, you're talking maybe Chiesa, Harvey Elliott. They're all chipping with goals for Liverpool in the last few years, big goals. I think there's this appetite to spread the load from Salah, particularly in his next couple of years as he's potentially on the decline with his age, and getting someone that's just going to score you cheaper goals, easier goals, tap-ins, and at points, particularly this is a criticism I had of Diaz, not the most natural finisher in the world. I don't mind him as a false 9 at points, Diaz. I thought he was dangerous. He's got a bit more mobility than Mateta. He's going to press very high off the front, Diaz. But Mateta's going to get you easy goals. Previous season, we're talking 19 goals as well. So he'd be arriving 28 years old. We've seen it time and time again in the Premier League that even if you've got this perfect setup, if you can just add a Robin van Persie to the 2013 Manchester United side that wanted to reclaim the Premier League title from Manchester City. Man City did something similar, of course, with Carlos Tevez coming from Man United in his mid-20s, approaching that kind of prime part of his life. I think about Teddy Sheringham joining Manchester United. He wasn't a spring chicken. Andy Cole, a lot of them are Man United to be honest, but Andy Cole leaving Newcastle United as well. You think of maybe Eric Cantona leaving Leeds United for Man United. These are big transfers. Not every transfer in the market has to be young, speculative, XG and people looking to grow the statistics of a player. Sometimes you want someone that's ready-made. and Mateta to Liverpool will be a ready-made addition right now. The Lawnmower 5.0 from Manscaped is now available across the UK, and if you type in Buvey onto their website, you get a massive 15% off. It's in a brand new colorway. It's the white hot colorway from Manscaped, and ultimately their technology is absolutely outstanding. It's so much better than some of these cheap trimmers. Manscaped give you skin-safe technology. It glides over your skin. It causes far less irritation, far less redness. It allows you to do your grooming super quick, super efficient, in and out, and you can look good doing it. The blades are absolutely outstanding compared to those cheap trimmers. This one is smooth, it's seamless, it's an outstanding performance, it's durable as well, and it feels so good in your hand. It looks good as well, the design. White and gold, perfect for the summer. It's simple, effective. For whatever kind of daily routine you've got, the Lawnmower 5.0 in white hot will fit into your schedule. I think when you've got Salah feeding balls into the box, when you've got someone like Florian Wirtz that's going to be doing little flicks around the corner and a little bit of intricate play in the middle of the park, Mateta can feed off any kind of ball that comes in. That's my one major glowing praise for Jean-Philippe Mateta would be, I think his finishing is instinctive. I think he's playing for a side where he's got a range of different things coming at him, whether it's a counter-attacking goal, whether it's deep crosses into the box. He tends to score a wide array of goals. He can score with his right, with his left. I think Liverpool could definitely do with that for a couple of years. Easy goals. Not everything has to be passed into the net. I think Mateta would give you that bounce. And also, there's another thing in the market as well that I always talk about. If you can sign someone that takes Mateta away from an Arsenal, like I know Gyökeres is going to Arsenal now, but if you can take Mateta away from Newcastle United, that kind of signing, or Aston Villa, it just, or even Chelsea, it alleviates that kind of pressure. I'm not sure Mateta has been linked massively to those clubs, but sometimes you just have to, you can't always be super smart and sign 19-year-olds. Sometimes it is a bit of a chess match in terms of who you sign to actually put pressure and intimidate the transfer market. I think Mateta, at his age, would be a massive asset that Liverpool would be taken away from the clutches of potentially other clubs in the Premier League. And Mateta, on 2 years left on his contract, when it gets to the end of the transfer window, there will be big clubs looking at him. Even Manchester United, for example, there will be big clubs looking at him when that transfer deadline is happening and the Sky Sports news presenters are putting their yellow ties on, and Mateta will be a relatively cheap option in the market, and someone will come in for $1,000,000%. And I think Liverpool getting him now would be a big asset. Let's just talk very, very quick. Oh, by the way, got to talk about that chip against Arsenal. Sometimes you had that time to reflect on what happened in the Premier League last season. You think, wow, one of the goals of the season, that little chip away from home at the Emirates. Outstanding. So this guy's got bucket loads of kind of high quality goals that he can always be scoring. Mateta, outstanding footballer. I think Darwin Núñez going would alleviate a lot of pressure in the squad, a little bit of money as well to facilitate this move for Mateta if it were to happen, and maybe a centre back as well. I think that would make a lot of sense. I think he'd be unbelievable in Italy with Conte. I think there's a lot of rumours about Konate joining Real Madrid. Again, another player that's approaching the end of his contract. I think if you could get him out, particularly with his injury concerns, and bring in someone like Guéhi as well. Would Palace want to lose Mateta, Eze, Guéhi in the same transfer window? Absolutely not, 0%. But they could lose Guéhi, particularly with his contract situation as well. So Liverpool could be mopping up a lot of talent in this transfer window. Linked to Nkunku as well. I talked about Diaz on this channel recently. I think it'd be crazy to let Diaz go. I think he's a fantastic player, borderline world class. I still think he's got a little bit more to go. I don't know if that's down to injury or maybe where he's playing with Gakpo, a little bit of competition there. But ultimately, I think Diaz is a fantastic asset. You have to keep him. I don't like the Nkunku links. I get it in terms of he's a silky player. I think Cody Gakpo's still there. So unless Cody Gakpo's leaving, I don't think you've got space for Nkunku, Cody Gakpo. I'd rather keep Harvey Elliott. So the Nkunku links for me wouldn't be the best in the world. They wouldn't be. But ultimately, the rest absolutely looks fantastic. And by the way, Mateta stays fit with Salah, Wirtz all firing. We're talking 95 plus points in the Premier League for Liverpool next season. That is scary business. Scary, scary business. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching this far. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you very, very soon.